Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Scouting Combine from Indianapolis. Chris Sims is there. I am not. And with Chris, a very large human who is ready to take on the NFL, and his name is Bernhard Raimann. Bernhard, welcome. How are you, buddy?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. So, I heard you saying beforehand, and I've got it right in front of me, you're from Austria. How in the world did you discover football?
Yes, sir. I stumbled across it pretty randomly, actually. My dad moved to the suburbs of Vienna, and then some guys down the street were just playing catch with a football. And I was around 13 at that point, and I, ended up joining him, and that's how I ended up playing football.
Wow.
Yeah.
When did you first realize that you were better off not catching it, but pushing those who are trying to get to the guy who's trying to throw it?
I did my exchange year and then ended up getting recruited as a tight end to Central Michigan, where I played tight end, mostly as a blocking tight end at Central my first 2 years. And then the coaches kind of asked me if I would switch positions, kind of out of necessity, because we had some guys getting hurt, some guys graduating in the position. The coaches asked me if I could make the transition in the spring of 2020, and I was all for it. Ended up loving playing tackle, obviously before we got shut down with COVID. But yeah, I loved it. And then that summer, I just started working a lot, by myself and with my teammates on the position, and then got to play 2 seasons as tackle.
6'7", 305. All right, so he could have been Gronk, or really a tight end. It looks like, all right, to me. And he's got a huge freaking cinder block head too that he could just bash people with. All right, that's gonna help. All right, but I'm interested. When you were doing tight end,
yep,
what were you weighing?
I started off at 240, and then my second year was 255, 260 at the end.
All right, so now they ask you to make the switch. And what's it like for you? Do you have to work to eat, or you just go, I don't care what I eat? How does that work with your diet and everything now?
I never really cared that much about eating. I never took nutrition that serious prior to that point. Yeah. So when they asked me to switch, I just became more conscious about your calorie input and when and how to take your meals. And so after I got more aware of that, then I just.
You just kind of packed it in. You started.
Yeah.
Did you try to eat healthy at first to put the weight on? Was it healthy calories, or you just go, I'm going to eat whatever I want and just lift weights and just go where it goes?
A little bit of both. I tried to stay mostly healthy, but obviously, dessert here and there was in there too.
Yeah, good, of course.
But it was mostly healthy, I would say.
Well, what give me the jumps each year. So you said 240 freshman tight end, then it was 255, and then so then what were we, year 3 when we're playing tackle now?
In the spring I was probably 260, 265.
Right.
And then we got shut down with COVID. And then when we came back in the fall, I played at 290.
Gotcha.
And then last season I played at 305.
Wow. All right. You carry it well. It looks easy.
I appreciate that.
At Central Michigan, it's not obviously Michigan. It's not a NFL powerhouse, but there's a bunch of guys who have come from Central Michigan and made it in the NFL. How much of that history, with guys like Eric Fisher, Joe Staley, even J.J. Watt, who was a tight end recruit at Central Michigan once upon a time, how much of that gives you the confidence, even to a school like Central Michigan, that I can emerge as a guy who can make it in the NFL?
It gave me a lot of confidence, in my entire process. Obviously, all of them started off as a tight end as well. So even having a similar story to them made me really realize that it doesn't matter where you come from. It just matters where you end up. So I was just put my head down, started working, and always looked up to those guys. This spring I got the chance to work with Joe Staley, which was a huge honor for me, and I learned a lot, took a lot away from it. It definitely helped a lot.
I know it's so early in the process, and you're in that phase where teams can talk to you. Have you gotten a sense of teams that may be more interested in you than others right now?
No, not really. I just go into every interview as open as I am. I've been enjoying meeting a lot of coaches around the league and scouts and everything, obviously. But I'm not too concerned about it. I just, do my best every day. And in the end of the day, I can't influence who likes me and who not. I can't influence that anyway, so might as well be myself in every interview.
That's right. That's all you can do. Be yourself. All right, so catching balls in Vienna, all of a sudden, oh, crap, football's kind of cool, Dad. You're right. What was the team? Like, what was your first experience now, like, turning on the TV? Who'd you gravitate towards once you started having a catch and getting interested in football?
So I started playing in Vienna. I played for the Vienna Vikings.
Gotcha.
And me not growing up with the NFL, it's kind of hard to find a team. There's obviously no location in Europe, so you don't really have like a local team to cheer for. So I just chose the Minnesota Vikings at first. Obviously, similar helmets, similar name in it.
He's a Vikings fan.
Yeah.
This jerk you're talking to over here is a Vikings fan too. Oh man.
So and then I actually ended up having the chance to go to one of the London games in which the Vikings played the Steelers.
Wow.
So that was obviously my first NFL game. Was huge.
It was a great game
for myself.
It was a great game.
Yeah. Yep. So
that was it. So so you're still kind of a Vikings fan. I mean, I would think.
Yeah. Obviously, like the last few years being in Michigan, you support the Lions as your local team.
All right. So last thing, because the last one for you. But who's the guy you're excited to go against? Who's the guy you can't wait to, like, oh my gosh, in the NFL I might be blocking this guy next year?
Like Miles Garrett would be a great example. It's something that obviously a huge challenge, but I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah, cool. Good having you here, man.
Awesome stuff, Bernhard. Congratulations on all your success. All the best going forward in your NFL career. There he is, folks. Bernhard Raimann. Thank you, pal.
Hi, I'm Mike Tirico, and thanks for watching. Make sure to hit subscribe for the latest news and highlights from NBC Sports.